Hey everyone, it is POW Ponder on Weather coming to you for the POW Weekly Update for July 21st. So far, we've experienced a fairly mild summer. The average high right now is 96. It'll actually go to 97 on July the 25th. And so far, we're halfway through meteorologically summer, and we're about 2 to 3 degrees below normal. And so we've actually had below normal temperatures so far for meteorologically summer. So, but we've been anticipating this rare July front that's actually going to come in about Monday around 3 o'clock. So you can see for today and tomorrow, the temperature will be in the upper 90s, just like they have been for the last week or so. But like I said, we're experiencing a cold front that's going to be approaching sometime around Monday afternoon. But it is July, so those temperatures will gradually go down as drier air filters in. But before that happens, we've got a rain chance coming in. So obviously, when you get that clash of temperatures, you experience a little bit of rain. But unfortunately, for the Dallas-Fort Worth area, it looks like the precipitation is about 1 to 3 hours behind the front. So the further north you live, I'm not really expecting much of you guys see any rain. But the further south you live, especially for areas south of I-20, that's where it's going to really tap into those higher dew points and that higher moisture content with the southwest flow, that you're going to experience a little bit higher rain chances, as well as downburst winds. You can see here, this is the latest NAM model kind of depicting that out, where if you're in the Collin counties northward, you're not going to really see that much rain. All right, it's about a 30% chance. But if you live south of 120 I-20, you're going to experience a little bit higher coverage because it's going to have a little bit more moisture available to tap into as this cold front sinks south. But the good thing is, on Tuesday, we're going to experience about a 3-day window where we're going to experience some of the coolest temperatures for late July in 15 years, since 2004. You can kind of see some of these highs. These are highs on Tuesday. We're talking mid 80s in the urban heat island area and the Dallas. You start getting to the outskirts areas, we're talking low 80s. That's kind of unheard of when you have a normal average high temperature of 96 degrees this time of year. So it's going to feel extremely nice. And one of the things that's going to happen is these dew points are really going to drop. It's a slow process. But over time, as dry air filters in. So after this front moves through on Monday night, I'm not expecting any rain on Tuesday, and it's actually going to be dry for the majority of the week. But like I said, the big change in what you're going to feel is just the comfort index is going to feel really nice to your body. And as we get into Wednesday, you're going to really feel the effects. Look at the lows on Wednesday morning. I mean, we're talking mid 60s. That's kind of unheard of this time of year. In some of the outskirts areas and the northeast areas, 60s, we could touch some 50s in spots, upper 50s. So, and we're talking dew points. When we're used to these dew points and the heat indexes of 105, 110, 75-degree dew points, we're talking 55, 50, low upper 40 dew points Wednesday and Thursday morning. All right, that's going to feel, you can actually kind of feel a chill in the air as you wake up and drive to work. So that is definitely going to feel nice, not only to your body, but I mean, you're not going to feel that ickiness on your clothes, kind of sticking to you. It's going to be a nice change. I put it to the that way. So enjoy it, because these rare July fronts aren't going to last forever. But here's a slide I kind of use a lot. Is the MJO stands for the Madden-Julie oscillation. So one of the things which you look at is we're going to talk tropics now. Is when these things are in phase 8, 1, and 2, and 3, those are your higher probabilities of tropical weather. When you go to 4, 5, 6, and 7, a lot less likely. You can actually see we're in phase 2. This is prime time conducive development for some sort of tropical feature. So what I'm kind of be looking for after this front moves through, as this front kind of moves through us, and it actually is going to extend all the way into past Galveston into the Gulf of Mexico. And so I'm sort of looking at some sort of conducive, the JMA is showing upward rising motion of some sort of tropical, abundance moisture along the coast. We talked about homegrown activity along the coast this year. That's what I'm actually looking for, something to play out the rest of the month. We do have a little feature that's the National Hurricane Center has given a 20% chance of development over the next 5 days around the Bahamas. I'm looking at some of the, this is called Invest 94L. I'm looking at some of the longer range data on this. There's a bunch of dry air that's filtered in on the west side, but the main thing is that cold front that we talked about is actually going to sweep it and keep it away from the United States. So even if this thing does develop it into a mini tropical depression or something, it's expected to curve and maybe skirt Florida and curve out to sea because of that cold front that's moving in Wednesday and Thursday, especially by Thursday, if this thing does kind of maybe get its act together. But either way, it's going to bring enhanced rainfall for the Bahamas. So if you've got a trip planned there this week, expect to see some tropical rain showers from that feature that's out in the Atlantic at the moment. But that's kind of what I'm expecting from that system. And here's the latest climate prediction model for the next 6 to 10 days. It shows that abundance moisture right by the Gulf. All right. So right now, there's not really much showing as far as model output of some sort of tropical feature that's going to form in the Gulf. I'm just using, based on my experience, I've been looking at this stuff for, about 30 years of my life, looking at these weather models. When you get a front that tails into the Gulf of Mexico, and especially when you have teleconnections like the NJO in phase 2, the JMA, upward rising motion, that the longer range is showing that could be some sort of tropical feature that's going to come out of that. So when a front sags into the Gulf, you always look at the southwest quadrant of some sort of low pressure developing. So that's what I'm kind of looking at later on this week, is an increased tropical activity along the Gulf, some sort along the Gulf with maybe a tropical feature forming over the next week from that system. And this is the latest Euro model. It's actually kind of showing that a little bit. It's kind of picking up on that front sagging into the Gulf of Mexico on Wednesday, and maybe some sort of low pressure forming. And we do have the front, that's moving in. So that front would actually safely keep it away from Texas. If anything, does form, would actually sweep it out over Florida and up the East Coast with, maybe abundance moisture. But so there's that. That's kind of the area that I'm looking. It's not a high probability per se or anything like that. So this is August. There's not end of July. There's not much to talk about this time of year. So we kind of just look for signs. I'm just saying that the teleconnections are there, or some sort of activity possibly developing later on in the week and potentially to end July. So that's what we're talking about in the tropics. So there's lots of features there, and so as we kind of expand out to the bigger picture, this is the next 10 days of what the Euro model thinks it's going to be. I think it's a little aggressive on the midweek. I'm thinking mid 80s, upper 80s. I think there's 3 days straight of 80s. But the more important thing is we have not touched 100 degrees. Last year in Dallas, Texas, we had 17 100-degree days in 2018. Right now we have 0. So can we go all the way for the next 10 days and not see 100 degrees? All right.